You tell me that there was no sound all along. Okay. Now, if someone is able to hear me, please tell me because that's crazy. Like, like I was, hey, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. You know what the problem is? Like I'm very short-sighted, but I did check the sound before going live, and it is working. So I don't know what happened, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But all right, it's kind of low. All right, it's fine. Let me try this again because all right, guys. It means if you guys are able to hear me, it means we're gonna have to do it like this. But only if you are able to hear me properly. Because what I was saying was really important on this video, and I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to mess this up. Um, all right, if you guys are able to hear me, all right, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Um, I'll have to revisit some of the things that I was saying. Let me not even word this. I'm gonna have to revisit some of the things that I was saying. So today I was thinking a lot about the things that I've been through. The reason why I was thinking a lot about the things that I've been through is because, like I told you guys, on Sunday, in the morning around 1 a.m., I fainted, like I lost consciousness. So I was thinking, what if my life ended? Like what if I died? What would have been the point? You know, that what would have been the point? Because I had already been through a lot. So can you imagine you go through a lot in your life and then one day you lost consciousness out of nowhere. You just die and that's it. It's over for you. The game is over. What would have been the point of life? What would have been the point of the things that I've had to go through? It's crazy that we live in a world where we are forced to pretend as if life actually makes sense, and there is a point to this. There's something to gain in the end, but only to just die like out of nowhere. A couple of minutes ago, I was watching a video on YouTube about these three artists that died in the South African rappers. Uh, the, all of them died. Like there's a music video that they made together like 4 years ago. All of them died mysteriously. Right. The first guy died by ending his life. I've actually made a video about him. His name is Rick. He just ended things. He was not doing that bad in life. He was very famous. He was still getting deals, sponsors. Like he was doing good, but he just reached a point where he just ended things. And then a year after that, the other guy died by, losing consciousness on stage, just like I lost consciousness. Like he was performing live on stage, and then he blacked out, and that was it for him. Like his life ended. And the other guy died last year. His name is AKA. He was shot in the head and he died. Um, his killers got arrested a month ago. Even his like how his bodyguard was arrested. I think his bodyguard was arrested today. So what I was asking myself was that okay, these guys were really famous, right? Like they were really famous. Everyone knew them. They seemed to be doing very well. They were, they had their money right. But when I look at their lives, I don't see the point. I don't think that their lives were meaningful. Like there is nothing that I can say to justify their existence, to justify their miseries. And when you look at what's going on in the world, you see that, you know, average people really go through a lot. I'm talking about celebrities now, but average people actually go through a lot because they found themselves, in a world that is too demanding. Right? We go through a lot for a life that can actually get taken away at any time. Like out of nowhere, your life can actually get taken away. So it was actually stressing me because I do feel like my life could have ended for real. Like my life really could have ended, and I wouldn't even have had a chance to say goodbye to to people that at least were, I don't know, were at least nice. Like I wouldn't have gone to say goodbye. So it I would have had to live a life that is completely pointless, and then it gets taken away in an instant, just like that, without my consent. So yeah, this is something that I was thinking about a lot today. I was like, I it's crazy that we are forced to live a life that is completely pointless, but that we actually have to live as if it's actually meaningful, right? Like everyone is forced to live life as it's actually meaningful. Like if you're forced to play a video game, every video game is actually meaningless. I remember in the morning I found these other guys playing um, FIFA in the morning, and I'm not the biggest fan of soccer. So I was asking myself, man, how do they enjoy playing this game? Because I don't know if I would actually enjoy playing this game. And I thought about life itself. That there are a lot of people who are so conscious that they just can't enjoy playing the game. They just can't enjoy playing the game. Well, I gotta start reading comments because I think that's the mistake that I made the first time. I was actually venting because I don't know, man. Like I wasn't. I just hated the fact that it could have ended just like that without my approval. Can you imagine, man? We go through a lot, and your life can just get taken away just like that. So I was venting, because um, yeah, I just hated that. Um, it will love you no matter what. Don't let the algorithm trick you. No, thank you. Final sound, bro. What happened? Why did you not? I was venting, man. I was venting. That's the thing. Do you ever feel like crying and that you're the only one that sees the world like this? Um, I don't feel like crying anymore because uh, I think you can become numb. Like once you go through a lot in life, you become numb. So tears just don't, like, I can't even, like, if I was an actor, I don't know if I would be able to cry. Like tears just don't come out. I don't know how to make tears come out. When I was young, I used to cry a lot, but I'd been through a lot that I I don't get that emotional anymore. So I think it does happen that you actually become numb. But yeah, I can see that a lot of people don't really understand me. And these are the people that I'm forced to live with. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why I make videos trying to express myself is because I still feel misunderstood and I want to, I want to say something. And so I keep on making videos. I keep on making videos because of that. Why the conspiracies? What are the conspiracies? There were no conspiracies. I just spoke about three guys who all died. The first guy died, I think, in 2021. The other guy died in 2022. The other guy died in 2023. That's crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? All these guys were in one music video and they all died mysteriously. The first guy ended his life. The second guy died on stage while performing. The last guy died last year. He got shot. Like that's crazy. It's not like these kind of things actually happen in South Africa. Like artists don't really just get murdered in South Africa. Like it's not like in other countries. In South Africa, we don't see these kind of things happening. So that's crazy. But I was just because the guys that killed the last guy that I was telling you about um they are in these guys are in court. So uh, the music video that these guys were made together was kind of like trending, so that's why I came across it. um I suffered too much. That's the craziest thing about this. Like we go through a lot, man. We go through a lot for something, for life that can get taken away at any time, for something so pointless, for something that we can't even justify. I mean, the more conscious you become, the harder it is for you to actually justify this. It's like if you're unconscious, yes, you can, I don't know, you can kind of like justify this. You can say, okay, look at the trees. Look at the trees. The trees are beautiful. Love, we love, so that's beautiful. You can get the kind of job that you like. You can buy the kind of house that you like. You can get the kind of car that you like. But when you're so conscious, it becomes hard for you to appreciate the little things because you are also conscious of the amount of suffering that people go through, that you go through, but that also other people go through. So you ask yourself, what is really the point? Even if I did have the things that I want, I still wouldn't be able to see the point because there is so much that we go through. And that is why I was telling y'all that this feels more like a prison planet. It doesn't feel like a place that we are here to kind of like enjoy. It feels like a place where we are in to be tortured in some ways. Like the loose farm theory actually makes sense. It makes sense to believe that there is something that gains from our suffering. Like that's the point of it. Like that's the reason why we are in this matrix. It's so that we will suffer and something will have something to gain from that. Even though I live in Switzerland, I heard people saying Switzerland. Some may argue that I should be happy though. I totally see where you're coming from sometimes. I wish I had the gut to, exit. I don't think it has to do with where you live. I think this just sucks. I think some people are just too conscious and are able to see that. We're able to see through the bullshit. So even if you're born in a country where you know things seem to be working out. I mean, I live in South Africa. South Africa is supposed to be better than each and every country in Africa, but I still can see that something is not right. So I think it has to do with how conscious you are as a person. So you are able to see when something is not right, and that's just won't sit well with you. It's like if you, it's like if you lived in a village, or let me say a country. Okay, yeah. Let's say you live in America, and America was bullying other countries, but you things weren't that bad for you as an American, but America is bullying other countries. You see that other people in other countries are being killed, women and children are being killed. If you were conscious, you wouldn't love that. Like it will make it hard for you to appreciate life because you would know that there are people who are going through a lot for you to actually enjoy if you be enjoying, but you won't. You'll have to be a cycle to be enjoying life when other people are suffering for you to enjoy it. You understand? It's like you want things to be balanced in the world so that if you celebrate it, like yeah, I'm celebrating because this makes sense. But if it doesn't make sense, you want to be like, what? What is it all for? What justifies our suffering? Why should other people suffer because of me? Why should other ethnics suffer because of me? For me, it even goes so far. Sometimes that I even quit. Um, Often wish I wouldn't wake up at all because 90% of the time I'm just doing things that I don't want to do. I feel like that too, but I wish that uh, on the day that this will all be over, I should actually know that it's going to be over. Like I don't want it to just end like that because I feel like I've been through a lot for this to just end out of nowhere. Like you go we go through a lot as people, man, for life to just get taken away like that. So I wouldn't really want to sleep and then not never wake up like that. Like I want to know when it's going to happen. Like if there was a sign that it's going to happen tomorrow, I don't think I'll have a problem. I don't think I'll be scared. Um, I'll just tell people, everyone that okay, it's time. Like I would, that's what I want. I don't want it to just end like that. And that is why I was thinking a lot about what happened to me on Sunday because I feel like it could have ended. I just felt down and I was unconscious for real. So I'm like, so I asked myself, why? How does that even happen? Like you just standing talking to someone and then you fall down and then the next thing there's someone who's trying to like help you wake up, and that's what you remember. You remember someone waking you up, but you don't even remember falling. You don't even remember uh, what happened the minute before you fell down. So I don't want I don't want to die like that. I want to know. I want to know that I'm gonna die before dying. Hey Benedictines, I like the fact that you still call me Benedictines because it's now Benedictines. um, how are you doing? What do you think about energy vampires, narcissists who drain your energy? Just saying some irrelevant shit in conversation just so you feel bad. Um, I think there are people in this world. It's just that this idea, the like this idea of energy vampires and narcissists, it's taken seriously a lot by new ages, like people who are into new age spirituality. But I think it is true that there are some beings that are just there to steal your energy. Just like I was telling you that this feels more like a prison. So of course there's something that they want from us. So if this is a prison and that's what it was created to be, like a prison, there's no other reason it was created. Of course there will need to be these beings that are just there to steal your energy. And you think these people are supposed to be your friends, right? That good people, and they're gonna, treat you the way that you want to be treated. But they will actually be used to actually drain you. I think that's what happens. That's why some people do the most horrible things that cannot be explained. You're like, no, but I understand that as humans we are horrible, but how can someone do something this horrible? Like I think I'm capable of doing anything, but there are things that I just wouldn't want to do, not because I'm afraid to do this thing, but because these things are just too crazy. But some humans do these things, so there's got to be energy vampires for real. I don't think narcissism is a result of trauma. It's like, people who are into new age spirituality will say, oh, if you are traumatized in life, you might become a narcissist. I know people who have been traumatized for real and who are not narcissists. I just think some people are just in your life to make your life hard, to drain your energy. Why didn't you have audio, dude? Some were even I don't know, throwing in that you ain't even live at all. It was just pre-recording stuff. Oh, some thinking that it wasn't even live at all. Like before going live, I connected this external microphone, and I used a voice recorder to record the sound. Doing a sound check. So I was uh, very sure that everything was working. I don't know what happened. This is actually about this like 2 months ago, and I had to return it. Like I had another one like this. I had to return it to get another one because it just stopped working. And it's crazy that it stopped working because this is lavalier microphone. This is a lavalier microphone. It's supposed to be dope. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know what to buy anymore because uh, and it doesn't even work on my laptop. Like I wanted to actually go live on my laptop, but it doesn't even work. The Matrix was attacking this live stream. Sometimes that feels like we I don't know. Sometimes that feels like we just being superstitious, but of course, in a world like this, there has to be something that's happening behind the scenes that we do not see. There has to be something that is happening behind the scenes that we do not even see. So, hey, you never know, man. Guy from a third world. Where are you from exactly? SK. I wish I could be numb to it as well. Sometimes I wish I was just dumb and like. Now, I think people who are dumb make a lot of mistakes. That's the problem. So it's better to be conscious so that you don't make mistakes, even if you suffer, but you don't make as many mistakes as people who are unconscious. So I think that is still better, even if you are suffering, because some of y'all are not even like going to have children because you are able to see what's coming. Like you know how bad things are now, so you think, well, in the future things are going to be much worse. So you know you you're not you're not bringing children into this world. So I think even though you suffer because you are very conscious, but that's actually better than being dumb and naive while making stupid mistakes. You see? So if you feel like you're suffering, sometimes just think of that. Just think of the fact that you are so conscious that you've actually been making the right decision, which is not easy. I always start the deep thoughts during nights that I even randomly feel like crying that I can't just point at it. Yeah, usually I just listen to a podcast when I sleep so that I don't think that deeply because I get lost in my own thoughts, and sometimes I end up having a nightmare because of that. Because when you think that deeply, I don't know, you go to like some deep unexplored parts of your subconscious where there's monsters there, so you end up having nightmares. Have you ever had a supernatural experience? Yes. On on Monday, on Monday, um, when I was I fell asleep, and then when I was about to wake up, I heard something whisper in my ears, and it just disappeared like that. This happens to me a lot. Like this has been happening to me since I was a kid. But on Monday, it felt so real. It felt like something really whispered in my ear. Right? It did it like when someone whispers in your ear for real. So it felt like something whispered in my ear, and it whispered for about 3 4 seconds, and then you know disappeared. So I'm starting to think that it's actually supernatural. I was starting. I checked on Google what might be the problem, and you know what Google would say, it's a mental condition. Blah blah. Like no, I actually think there's something to it. You know, I think if you really want the truth, you must really do your research. You cannot just say, okay, this is what the doctors are saying, this is what psychologists are saying. Like there's definitely some things that are supernatural that are happening to people that we don't really understand. I remember Oscar Pistorius. I mean, people do horrible things in this world, and we still act like that's normal. You know, I think Oscar Pistorius is going to be released. Wait, was he not even released from prison? But he took a life of the life of someone who was innocent. She didn't know that she was going to die. He just shot her, like, and they were living together. So he just shot her, and she died out of nowhere. It's crazy that we die like that, and we still think that we are more like in this world. We are more important. Like our lives are more important than the lives of other animals. But we just die like animals. Um, on Twitter, I came across a video of this lady. She got killed by a boyfriend. Her and a boyfriend were both police officers. I think he killed her like 2 days ago. He killed her, and after killing her, he took a video of her dying. Like he used a knife to kill her, and he took a video of her dying like that. Like that video is actually traumatizing. It's on Twitter, it's circulating. He took that video and the, sent it to the people who love her. I think the lady they killed her because she was pregnant with a child that was not his. He found out that the child was not his, so he killed her. And we live in a crazy world, man. The things that are happening, it I don't think we can ever justify this when we look at some of the craziest things that are happening. And on top of that, we still have to deal with all the issues that we go through in our own lives, like just waking up every day and having to, make money so that we have to pay to live in this world that we didn't even ask to be part of. It's crazy, man. Before I found the channel, I thought I'm the weird one for thinking like this, because ever since I started opening up, um, I just got laughed at. Yeah, they'll laugh at you at first, but once they see how serious you are, and once you start making a lot of sense, I think they're going to start hating you. But in the end, they do get to realize that you do actually make sense. I think it's just hard for some people to accept the truth. Like it's hard. It's almost impossible to accept the truth. Being forced into a life that has no meaning and can end at any moment is hard to accept. Yeah, man, and we don't allow people to choose when they're going, like this is going to end. We just want it, like society just wants it to end randomly, like randomly out of nowhere, so that we can all be traumatized. And it's like society loves that. Like society loves watching people dying out of nowhere and talking about what happened. Like, oh, did you hear what that guy did to his lady? Like that was horrible. Like it's like people want that to happen. They want life to be hard. It's like something in our subconscious mind makes us want this to be hard, because it doesn't have to be this hard. But then it's I don't know, it's harder than it should be, and there's no reason for it to be this hard. There are people who are conscious enough to know when they want this to end, you know, but there are people who are in power who will be like, no, 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 no. What's your opinion on prison called life? Is a YouTuber like you and your opinions are really equal? No, that's he's from South Africa, man. That is from South Africa. Yeah, we actually have had a conversation before, and I do believe that one day we'll actually, collaborate. I told him that it would actually be better if we made a video in one place, like not actually do it live on YouTube or on Zoom or anywhere else. Like just we need to do it live because it doesn't stay very far from where I stay, so it will be dope. If we meet one day and actually make a video, like a very long video. I wouldn't even want it to be like an hour, an hour and a half. Like it would have to be long video. It would be like a discussion where we're just talking, about what's really going on. Because even the conversation that we had, it was me, him, and King Rayleigh. I've actually had him on a live before. It was a very long conversation, so I know it will actually be interesting. So yeah, definitely we're going to collaborate. Life is just a show. You can get caught up in be in the show as you are, but don't become the show. No, I love that. I love that because it is so ridiculous that it's hard to take it seriously, but it's like the more you pull away, the more you're like, okay, this is crap. This is completely meaningless. Like it's crap. It's crap. The more it pulls you back. If you realize that, like the more you pull away, the more it pulls you back. So it's a show. It's a stupid show. It's a pointless show. But then, the more you pull away, the more it pulls you back. Like that's why I think there is something that actually gains energy, like that gets energy from us when we suffer, because you cannot just live life without suffering. Life itself is suffering. Every day when you are here, if you decide that you're not going to do anything at all, you suffer. There's going to be consequences, so you constantly have to give your energy away. I always was gaslighted by many people that I'm doing something wrong, and this fuck, fuck, all this fucked up world is a good place, and I gotta find myself fitting and shit. I always felt that there's something wrong. It's crazy that the more you say things that actually make sense, the more people say that there's something wrong with you. Have you realized that? Like the more you say something that actually makes sense, something that cannot be debated. Like if you really going to tell people the truth that cannot be debated, the truth is not subjective, by the way. There are things that are true that you can say that no one can debate. The more they will say, "Oh, there's something wrong with you," like you got a mental problem. But the more you buy into the bullshit, the more they'll say, "Oh, that one is sane." Like for an example, if you live in a place where people are like religious, let's say you live in a village where everyone is a Christian and you're not a Christian, when they go to church, they start speaking in tongues, rolling on the floor, moving like snakes. Like that's madness, right? I'm sure you'll agree with me. That's madness. Like rolling around, moving like snakes, um, saying some things, like speaking languages that no human can understand. That's madness. If you say that's madness and you don't want to be part of that, like it doesn't make any sense to you. You don't want to believe in things that don't make any sense to you. Don't say there's something wrong with you. But that makes sense. You cannot just believe in things that don't make any sense. It's too ridiculous. So the more you stand for what is true, the more people are going to hate you for some reason. It's crazy. I'm honestly disturbed by this realm, and I realize after I realized the truth, yeah, the more conscious you become, the more you realize this is not it. Trust and believe nothing is working out. No, yeah, so not there's no point to this. It feels good to talk to you, dude. It feels like I'm talking to a friend I've known for a decade. No, it feels good. It feels good, man. I've been reading your comments. I've been reading your comments. Are you still an inter? Do you think that can change? Brand new is asking me if I'm still an internationalist. Like, how can that change? Do you think that's possible? Like one day I'll wake up and be like, I'm not an internationalist. I think this makes sense now. No, that's not possible. With this place and I with this place and finally I made it to intelligence that God that all this life itself is wrong, and I just found peace knowing that I'm not insane. I also found peace after realizing that this place is there's something wrong with this place. Because in the beginning you think, wow, things are going to like really work out, like on their own. Like there's a point to this, so things are going to change and they're going to work out, and they're going to make sense. But once you become conscious enough, you realize that they were never meant to work out. Like, this is it. Yeah. It's better in America, South and South Africa, but yes, they is crime. Yeah, true. Would you mind naming your reasons to become an atheist? Since I've become one ever since this year that started for me, it was because I see more reasons to be than not to be. I just realized that the God of the Bible was evil, and we're forced to love something that is evil, so something must be wrong. And that made me realize that we're just being lied to. They're just trying to scare us. They're telling us that there's this God that's going to send us to hell and we'll burn for eternity for not believing in it, which doesn't really make sense. So if that God doesn't exist and we live in a world that we're suffering, and doesn't seem to be anyone who really cares or who has enough power to stop this. So there's no reason for me to actually believe in God. The internal voice awaits the only true consolation to life. I just hope there is that void. When I fell down and became unconscious, I didn't see anything. There was nothing. But I just, it's not like I was just completely unconscious. So that was good. That was actually, I would say that was actually peaceful, because it was more peaceful than when you're sleeping, because you dream. I don't think I was dreaming. I was just offline, completely offline. I was completely unconscious. I wasn't aware of what was going on. I think I was unconscious for like 5 to 10 seconds, probably, but less than a minute, and then I became conscious. So I just hope it's like that when this is all over. You just get switched off like that, and that's it. Don't you realize it's a zero-sum game? The trauma of the process alone is worse than the end of the physical process. It's weird that we have no way to transition smoothly to leave the party. Yeah, man. That's why I actually think that there are people in this realm who just want us to suffer. Because of course, if this place was good, there would be a way for people to transition smoothly. Like we wouldn't be forced to transition. We wouldn't be forced to be here. If we would have a way out. But it seems like there's always these forces that are trying to uh, stand against people having a right to like transition smoothly. It's worse than a prison. We'll never know what this place is. Yeah, man, it's crazy that we are part of a world that we don't understand. We just we just all walking around like pretending to know what is going on, pretending to know what we're doing, but no one has a clue. And it's crazy that we are forcing each and every person to participate in this game that we all don't understand because of our religious beliefs, because of indoctrination, because of how we've been programmed since we were little. So people will force you to like play a game that they themselves do not understand. You ask them, "Look, okay, what is this game? What do you think is going on?" Be like, "Oh, no one knows." Be like, "Okay, if no one knows, why do you force me to be part of it? Why do you force me to love it? Why can't I have my own perspective about it?" Look up generic subjective continuity. It's sort of a mind fuck. Uh, tread so tread lightly. I'm gonna check it out. Said it's subjective continuity. I think I've heard about that before. I came close to analyzing myself, but the fear of the unknown stopped me. Yeah, it's scary that we don't know what happens after this. That's why it's much more logical to think we're in a trap. Because if we weren't in a trap, we would know. Like, there's no other reason for us to not know what's going on. I think we would actually be happy if we knew what is going on. If this was all for a good reason, but we don't know what is going on. It seems like they there are some people who don't want us to know what is going on. So no matter how hard we try to know what is going on, like we can't know. There's just never a need to create need. Just that alone is reason for non-existence. Yeah, that what that's more like getting someone addicted to drugs. You understand that before you become addicted to drugs, there's no need, like you never feel like you need to smoke. You don't feel like you need to get drugs. I'm not addicted to any drugs, so I never feel like I need to do cocaine, and I don't feel like I need to do crystal meth because I'm not addicted. But if someone got me addicted to cocaine, if someone got me addicted to crystal meth, I would feel like I want to, continue to get high because they've introduced me to that. So now there's a need. Now I'm addicted. So that's life. You start to, it's like when you're single and you're not in a relationship with anyone, once you start loving someone and you get into a relationship with them, you start to have expectations, you start to need them, you become addicted to them, so you want them to be in your life all the time. Like you just start to need them. But if you didn't know them, you didn't even need them. So this life. Like if we didn't know this, we didn't even need this. So people just get us addicted to this. I stopped putting up with people's shit. No, that's bad. I mean, that's better for your mental health because people are selfish and they're ignorant. So sometimes it's better to just, you know, be a bit selfish. Focus on what you feel makes you feel better than putting up with other people's shit. Why didn't you check your mic? You probably was already too deep into. No, Yeah, I was actually, I was. I mean, for the first 30 minutes, I was into the. The thing is, it's hard to like if you're going to express yourself, right? Like if you're going to express yourself, you that is something that you're feeling at the time. So once it's gone, it's hard to kind of like recapture that. You see, like that's one of the reasons why I actually prefer making videos about what I feel more than just talking about anything. Like what do I feel at the time? So yeah, I don't understand what really happened with this mic, man. And it was not even cheap when I bought it. So it's crazy that happened. Did you ever have a dream that felt like it actually happened? It happened to me yesterday. My first thought was when I woke up, shit actually happened. Oh, that's funny, man. No, that's when I have dreams that seem so real. My first thought is this shit is a dream. Like even this whole shit is a dream because what the fuck? Like how can I have an experience that seems completely indistinguishable from what we call reality? If I had a dream where some, let me read this question. Did you ever have a dream that felt like it actually happened? Yeah, yeah, because I actually thought you meant like, did I ever have a dream that like actually happened, but then relive the dream? But no, yeah, I've had many dreams that felt so real that that actually felt more real than this reality. Actually, yesterday I was not yesterday actually today in the morning I was playing a sound when I was sleeping because I slept late last night. I slept around 4 a.m. So I I played a sound online. I forgot the title of the video, but it has something to do with DMT. Like it's one of those videos where they try to like create a sound, put sound that actually will make you have a psychedelic experience. So I was listening to that. It played for like 3 4 hours, and I had a dream that was just like this reality. What do I mean? I mean, usually like when you have a dream, it seems like you can be in this place and then find yourself in another place and then find yourself in another place. But that dream seemed more persistent, right? It seemed persistent. It didn't seem like a dream. And the way that I remember it, I don't remember it the same way that I remember dreams. I remember it like an actual memory. Like that's something that actually happened. It's crazy, man. What do you think about reincarnation, soul trap? That's one of the reasons why I keep on pushing. That's one of the reasons why I keep on pushing even when it's hard. It's because I think there's a chance that we might find ourselves back into this trap if we don't do the work that we need to do, like become more conscious. I'm not talking about being a good person or anything like that. Buddhists surely believe that you just need to be a good person. Like, no, I think you just need to become very conscious that you don't get manipulated. Remember what I was telling you about a movie the movie recap that I watched about this guy who was taken to heaven, and he was shown different things that made him think that the experience itself was worth it. So I think that's kind of like what happens. It's like you're shown different things that make you think, oh, it's actually worth it. I just didn't have enough understanding of what was happening, but all of it makes sense. Like, no, you have to be so conscious that you realize that this doesn't make sense, so that you don't find yourself back into this trap. Man, I'll come to South Africa and chill with you guys. That would be dope, man. That would be dope. But South Africa is not that bad. Like you know, it's less than love, the same thing. No, not no. I wouldn't say the same thing, but love isn't really more important than lust. It's just it's just people recognizing what they need from the other, and that's it. Like if you recognize what you need from another person, so you feel these emotions, and you call these emotions love. That's it. So I would say love has a lot to do with emotions, and love has a lot to do with physical attraction. The way we were designed was shit. This is why they will always be suffering. True. Church people moving like snakes. No, they do move like snakes. Like when you pray, like when they pray for them. Have you never seen them? There's no exaggerating. Like it happens. Like they pray for people in African churches and they fall down and they literally start moving like snakes. I'm not lying to you. Check the videos online, right? Check the videos online. Like that really happens, especially women. They start rolling around and start moving like snakes, and then the pastors will say, "Oh, this person was possessed by um, they believe there's this snakes in the oceans, blah 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 blah. So like yeah, you see, this person was possessed by that spirit, blah blah blah. It's crazy. We're just moving with this force of existence. If one is not in their desired state, then one must accept their existence and make that their desired state. You can't do that. Like if you don't desire something, you cannot brainwash yourself into desiring it. It has a lot to do with how conscious you are as a person. The more conscious you are, the harder it will be for you to love certain things. I cannot force myself to want to play video games if I don't like playing video games. I cannot force myself to play, the games that children play if I don't love playing these games because now I'm an adult. Would you prefer to live overseas? Yeah, at some point. At some point. Not now. Yo, bro, if I wanted to come visit you in South Africa, would you think that will be too much? If like wasn't revolved around money, I would take a plane and chill with you. Nah, that's good, man. It's good for people to connect. So I wouldn't have a problem with that. At all, I wouldn't have a problem with that. In heaven, we still have to work hard to worship God. Good thing heaven is a lie. It's just people who told us that there's heaven. It's not like God came down from heaven and told us that there is heaven. So that's beautiful. It's beautiful that there is no heaven. You know, imagine if you had to worship God for eternity. That wouldn't make sense. I was so upset when I read that a net is being constructed under the Golden Gate Bridge to stop people from. Yeah, I know a lot. I've watched many documentaries about that bridge, but they should just allow like people to exit peacefully. You know, they wouldn't need to even create a net because people will just go and sign somewhere and get to exit peacefully. Where is the mic you were holding? No, I put it on the bed because I think it doesn't work anymore. Uh, I'll have to buy a new mic and see if it's gonna work. Hey Benedictine dude, thanks for joining Loon. So, yo, thank you guys. Yeah, today I don't know. I can't really explain what happened. But everything will be okay on the next live. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all for joining the live.